Hey friends, so I just want to give you some tips on helping your students find your content a little bit more easily. So tip number one for both Google Classroom and Canvas users is keep everything in your hub. Whichever one of those is your hub, make sure everything links from there. So if you're using some new external tools, you're trying things out, you're trying out Pear Deck, you're trying out Quizlet, you're trying out Flipgrid, whatever you're doing, make sure you at least link to it from Canvas or from Google Classroom. Canvas works really well with a lot of those things, and you can actually embed Flipgrid in Canvas, so they're not actually going out to another tool. It makes it a lot easier for kids to find stuff, so try and keep it centrally located like that. Okay. So if you're a Canvas user, then we want to be using modules. Okay, so you have all these different things you can create: assignments, quizzes, discussions, etc. And modules is the way that we organize that information for our students. So we don't make them go hunt through the assignment list to find what is the assignment for this week. So this is what a sample module list might look like. Now, normally, this is really slow, sorry. Normally, I would suggest modules would be like units, right? This is our cells unit for biology or something like that. Right now, it's probably best to go week by week. So I would put the dates on it, and I would move the current module all the way to the top, whatever this week is, so that the kids can find it more easily. You'll notice that I actually put one more thing at the very top, which is just a link to all the lesson plans so that the kids will see that. We want to encourage them to be looking at the lesson plans and not just like trying to randomly guess at which assignments are going to be due, because that's what people are doing right now. They're going into Canvas, they're clicking on assignments, and they're just trying to like do assignments. They're not reading anything. They're not doing any of the learning pieces that may be involved. They're trying to skip around and just kind of guess what it is they're supposed to do. So we're going to put everything in the week, and I put like a link to my current lesson plans right here. So my specific ones is going to be linked at the top of every single one of these modules. Not a problem to do that. You can always put an external link in here. When you add stuff to modules just in general, you do it with this little plus sign, and you can choose what you want to add. You can add a text header, which is like the instructions that I have in that very top piece. External URL will take it to any link you want. Click on load in a new tab. That'll help the kids too. Okay. Let's see what else about that. Make sure that you're using due dates on everything. If you have a page that you want the students to see, there is a little checkbox when you're editing a page at the very bottom that says add to student to do. You want to make sure that you check that, because and it will pop up a date box, and you can put a date on it that you want them to look at that. Okay, do that, and that will help the kids find it. Okay, but all these things, put due dates on them. Don't put availability dates. When you put an availability date and you have a closing date, then that will not be available. The kids won't see it after that date. And since students can turn things in late, do put a due date on it. It'll let them turn it in late. It'll just tell you that it's late once it's submitted. Okay. But put those due dates on it. Sunday at 11:59 is fine. Okay. Let's see what else. These can be moved around just by dragging and dropping. If you have a whole bunch of stuff in there from earlier in the year, hide it, because the less stuff the students have to see on this page, the better. If you want to see exactly what the students are seeing, just go to your home page, and there will be a button over here right hand side that'll say Student View. And if you click on that, you'll be able to see exactly what the students see. Now, I want you to notice something. See all these things that are hidden that I have hidden from the kids? I did that on purpose to make it easier for students to see where they're supposed to go. If you want to leave assignments and discussions and quizzes unhidden, that's fine, but you can hide them and the students still can get to those things as long as they're in our module. Now, with all that rearranging, if you're going to be rearranging all this stuff, I would do that in your shell course whether you do it in your blueprint is completely up to you. I'm not sure how much of what we're doing right now you're going to save for next year or not. You're welcome to do it in your blueprint. We can always edit it out later, but that movement and the rearranging and stuff may not take always when you sync your shell courses. So just be aware of that. Okay. So if I click on student view, let's see if it'll ever, it's so slow right now. Okay. I've got a very short list of stuff that is available to me over here on the left. And I can click on modules or I can enter class, and that will take me to my module list. And you'll see fairly short if it ever opens. But I can still access all the stuff from e-learning, but all that other that I had is all gone. They don't see any of it. Okay. All right. So now let's talk Google Classroom for a moment. If you're in Google Classroom, in the classwork section, you can create topics. And what that does when you create a topic, it creates kind of this table of contents over here on the left. And that's really, really great for kids, because if everything you do is in your topic, then when the kids click on that topic, they see all that stuff and nothing else. And that will help them focus in on exactly what they need to do. Now, once again, make sure everything that you're doing is linked in your, whatever you're using as your hub. So if you're sending kids to Quizlet, put a link to Quizlet here. If you're sending kids to Flipgrid, put the link to Flipgrid here. Okay, all of it needs to be linked here so that that'll be easier for them to find. Put your current week at the top. When you're in the classwork tab, all you have to do is click on the three dots and you can move these things up or down to rearrange them. If you have stuff that maybe you weren't using topics all year and now all of a sudden you want to, so there's a whole long list of assignments that are unsorted. It's okay to leave them alone because they've got the table of contents thing over here. But if you want to get rid of them, you could always create a topic like for old stuff and just put all those assignments, drag them all into that old topic. And that'll kind of allow you to sort them a little bit better and put them at the bottom. Okay. I also recommend in Google Classroom that you would send out your copy of your current lesson plan at the beginning of each week so that the students will have that handy. Let's see what else. In the, I'm going to have to move myself out of the way. In Canvas, when you go to your dashboard, what we found is change dashboard view. And they're changing from the card view to the list view. And what that does is it only allows them to see things with due date on them. So if you are hearing from kids that they can't see your class, it could be that they're in list view. It could be that they are maybe their course on accident. If they click on courses over here on the left, they will be able to find all of their courses. I promise that nothing is getting deleted for them, okay? You're welcome to send kids to me if they're having difficulties accessing your stuff. You're welcome to contact me yourself if they're having trouble, and I can help troubleshoot that. And please feel free to jump in on my Zoom and ask me anything that you need to. Let's see if I have anything else. I think that's about it. So you guys are just killing it. You're doing such a great job. Really, really impressed with you. And asking those questions. I am happy to help.